Hello and welcome back to the Hawke Optics British Minirifle Championship. We're at the business end of the championship. This is round 5 and we're blessed again with beautiful weather, which puts another challenge to our competitors. For example, the ability to see. We'll cover that a bit later in the programme, but John, where are we in terms of the championship standings?
Well, look, we're now into round 5. It's a 6-round championship. The top 4 rounds count, so the competitors get a chance to drop their 2 worst scores to make a best of 4. So from now on, they're now looking to actually see if they can get better their scores, maybe drop a round. So at the moment, pretty hot at the moment. There are 3 or 4 people all challenging for the lead. Jim Starley, Ben Ducker, Josh Hicks has come up, Kelvin Leeton. They're all up there in terms of for the open category. Senior category has got Clive and myself at the top. And we've got a couple of categories, the new shooters now coming through, with about 4 people all very close together. So with 2 rounds more to go, it's all to play for.
One of them is Marty Secker, and he's missed 2 rounds, so he's already had his drop scores already, so he's got to make the most of these last couple.
That's right, yeah, it's a 6-round championship, so you have to have 4 the score. So those who've been competing from the beginning get the luxury of now dropping their worst rounds. Those who haven't done 4 rounds yet, now all counts, so they don't have the luxury of dropping something. They've got to compete for the last round.
So 6 new stages ahead. Let's see what happens. Well, before we get into the action here, let's have a look at the championship standings, and it is Jim Starley ahead of Ben Ducker, Kelvin Leeton, John Thorne jumping into 4th place.
Yeah, I'm matching up with Matt Liddy in 160, but leading senior, so I'm fairly happy with that. Chris Gamlin, again, he's moving nicely up to 6th now.
And then Josh Hicks down in 13th. He's got a long way to go, hasn't he? He did miss the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, Josh still hasn't scored all 4s. He's got to get his last 2, but getting to 13th for the few he's shot, he's doing well. And Paul van der Bosch leading super senior.
So here's the first out of 6 stages. Plenty of targets to go at. Here's the stage map. John, what are we looking at?
I've been kind here. The targets are around about anywhere between 15 and 50 metres away, but they're full-size targets, so with a standing shooting position.
That's the man in 2nd place in the championship. Up first, Ben Ducker.
So, unloaded start. Ben can't leave that little red box. He's got to put 2 in each of his targets. Nearest one's about 12, 15 metres away. The ones at the back are all about 45 metres away. Well, he certainly put a few in there, so hopefully they're all alphas. And we've got Ronnie. Ronnie currently 2nd in Super Senior. Now he's got his Star Wars gun out now, which is a Chris DMK, but he's added a nice blue front end to it this time. And there's a lot more optics too.
It's just personal preference, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Ronnie's got a couple of guns. He's just trying different ones out in his competition. So, but I think he's been pretty happy with the Chris so far. They all look pretty good. He's taking his time. Again, swinging left targets, right targets. So for Ronnie, he's shooting the targets nearer to him first, then finishing the longer targets. It's no right or wrong. It also depends on how he's using his optics and what suits him.
And Josh Hicks trying to climb the leaderboard.
I think Josh will like this stage. He quite likes the mixture of distances. That's not going to help. That sounds like a foul magazine and then obviously a round jammed.
Not what you want on the first stage.
Not really, no. No, that's going to really hurt, I think, in terms of times. Yeah, there's obviously some kind of problem there, a bit more of an issue of a light strike or a round jam. He's then going to drop the whole magazine and clear the action. Got to carry on, though, in this sport. You can't just sort of give up. Very easy for your head to drop now and just sort of rattle through them. But no, Josh is saying, no, got to make sure I get these scores in. He'll carry on and making sure I get alphas on them. I think he's glad that's over.
And Kelvin Leeton looking for another good showing here.
Slick mag load there, very quick. Just putting 2 into each, which is good. Saves them time.
It's a clean run by Kelvin.
That looked good. That looked quick too. So I think he'll be happy with that. David Ashcroft on his PCC style firearm, which is a Stryborg. Not wearing his silly hat this time. I know you liked his hat on last rounds, Ant.
Yeah, he kept losing it, didn't he, in the last round?
Yeah, he's gone to a baseball cap now, obviously, so keeping it simple. I think he's putting 3 into each longer distance. Obviously, he's more confident making sure he gets some good scores on it. Got a unique gun, that Stryball, very short. It's a very short firearm, which is nice manoeuvrable.
It doesn't make much difference in accuracy.
Yeah, pretty. They're all very good. Marty, a little bit more deliberate on the mag load. You're watching Kelvin with his mag changes.
Yeah, as we've seen all season, Marty's mag changes are quite slick.
Now see, Marty's now running an overgrip. See his thumb over the top? That's called an overgrip. It gives more control longer distance in terms of the muzzle flip. It's a good way of shooting with a longer firearm like that.
Doesn't seem too unhappy with that. Bit of a shrug of the shoulders.
Here's Wayne. Again, Wayne has come on leaps and bounds. Round 5, and you wouldn't know it's his first major competition. That was nice and smooth. All look good. That's the beauty of this, though. There's no way the shooter can see what his scores are. They have to be confident where they are. And you find out when the man walks up and puts a patch on a target and scores it.
Here's Alex Florence.
Again, hasn't done all the rounds, done a few here and there, but shot well on all of them, so he's done well.
Two in each target so far.
Again, overgrip, as you can see with the thumb. It's a good way of shooting an AR style gun. Have that overgrip. Just stops a little muzzle flip. Oh, that's a shame. With Chris, can Chris continue his charge at the leaderboard? Going well so far.
I think the only thing that could stop Chris is maybe a jam or a malfunction on the gun.
Well, can't curse him just yet. He's obviously changed his optic now. He used to run with a red dot, now running with a scope. Little shame that light strike there, but look good. This is David Hill. Again, very new shooter. Not seen him much in the competition so far, but this is his second competition so far. So he was practicing last week, so I'm expecting good things from David here.
And although it's bright, it's not easy to see.
No, we use white targets here rather than the brown. You can use your brown target, but a brown target against a brown sand seems a bit unfair, so we always go for white. In some competitions, white is actually a penalty target, so it does depend on the range.
I suppose yellow targets in front of sand is a bit unfair as well.
Now, I know you're getting at there. They're perfectly visible. I'm not having that. Dave Salmons, he's actually chairman of the Northampton Target Shooting Club.
So we should expect some good things from Dave.
Dave's always had problems with gun. Every single time I've seen him shoot, there's been one round where his gun has caused him problems. But he loves it. But it's hard to watch sometimes when it has problems. But this one's been a good run for him. That's nice shooting, actually. He'll be happy with that.
Otto Michalko.
Running his battle arms gun, which has been mixed, I guess, in terms of performance. When it's run well, it's run very well. When it's run badly, it's been horrible. But overall, he'd be quite happy with the shooting so far. Josh runs the same gun.
Is this a gun that Otto built himself?
Otto's a developer of guns themselves, and he's the distributor of this one. So he uses competition to develop the gun. So Josh Hicks is his main partner shooter. It's a good gun, but it's very expensive. Just over £3,000 there, which is quite a lot for a mini rifle.
He's not a bad shooter himself, is he, Otto?
It's good. Yeah, he'd be happy with that. That's good, Otto.
Another new shooter here with us this round out. Going from left to right. 2 rounds per target so far.
Again, shooting a red dot unmagnified at 50. That's some good scores here if he gets this one right. Not easy at that distance.
It'll be interesting to see how we get on in those long-range targets. But here's Matt Liddy.
Being quite deliberate here, Matt, I think. He's quite slow on that first shot. You want to make sure he gets some good scores. Yeah, he seems out of his comfort zone here, I think. He keeps double checking over the scope, so I think he's just not comfortable, it looks like to me. Certainly expect better from him. Tony? Northampton.
fairly consistent all season.
He's enjoying it, actually. Tony, I spoke to him earlier on. He's enjoying the competition. Big challenge. Again, all the Northampton Target Club, the longest distance they shoot practically is 25 metres. That's half this distance, so quite a comfort zone change for him to go shot longer distance. But they're all enjoying it, and it's good to see him competing.
Is the best thing to do just to dive in and have a go?
Well, it's very hard to recommend that with a gun, obviously. A little bit more training might be required for diving in, but yes, end of the day, you learn more in competition than training.
And that's the end of stage one. Here's the results. Ben Ducker taking a win away from Tom Ellowade and Ian Clark, James Harris and Jim Starley all the way down in 5th.
And look at 8th, Dave Salmons. I thought he shot that well. He'll be happy with that. That's his first top 10 score in the whole competition so far.
It was pretty close between you and Dave Salmons, actually.
Well, Chris Gamlin, again at 11th, not so good as expecting. Again, Marty's 2nd and 14th. Marty's very consistent, just in the sort of teens of the occasional top 10 break. And David Ashcroft, 15th. I thought he did better than that in that round.
High scores, though. See Chris Gamlin, 80%. I think the only thing that ruined his score there was the light strike at the end.
Yes, I think I would add the time. Again,
and Josh Hicks in 30th. Wow.
Yeah, Josh had some problems there, I think, with some guns. Not a good one for him.
Well, that's the end of stage one. This is what stage two looks like. Plenty of plates and lateral movement. We'll pick up on this after the break. Welcome back to the penultimate round of the Hawke Optics British Mini Rifle Championship. As you can see, the competitors are eyeing up stage two.
All socially distanced as well. So, little lateral movement. What you have is the white barriers acting as sight barriers and then metal plates parked behind them. So the shooter has to traverse across the range to see each target. Leading off with Ben, and lateral shooting, it's very easy to think you shot a target and you haven't. As if by magic. He's got them down now though. He's still got to traverse across to catch the last target up against himself and then further on behind that target right hand side, which he's getting. Yeah. Don't think he'll be happy with that. That was quite an awkward little round, I think.
Here's Steve Ollington. This is first time in the championship. He's got better and better as the years gone on.
Steve has been very open. He's in a learning phase of this process, and he's got so much better as the competition has gone on. Earlier on, he was missing lots, and now he's very deliberate, but making sure he scores a target. So it's been good. It's difficult because those barriers are designed to just be just out of reach. So in terms of very easy to shoot the barrier, and obviously the round will go through it, but it won't hit the target. So you'll think you've shot it, and you haven't.
So he doesn't seem too bothered about speed. He's just trying to hit the targets at the moment.
It's the right way of learning. Be safe first.
That wasn't a bad run.
It's Josh.
Needs to make up for the. Well, I was going to say mistakes. It wasn't really his fault in stage one.
No. Again, shooting some of the tougher targets. I thought those were easier to address further on, but like I said, no right or wrong way of doing it. Josh is always quick on his feet there. Last couple of rounds added time, but he'll be happy with that, I think. Matt Cox now. Let's see what he makes of it. That last one hurt a bit.
I wonder if we're going to see somebody get a clean run on this.
Haven't seen one yet, have we? It's tough, actually, because the distances are quite varied. And some of the plate targets are at an angle. You can only really shoot them from a certain point. You can see them, but the chance of knocking them down is quite low. But I think Matt handled that well. Tom Melloway again. Well, this is confident.
Yeah, no messing about from Tom.
One dropped in the corner so far as I can see. That's a good run. I think that's a good top 3 run there.
Let's see what Chris can do.
Chris has got his stand up a little bit, climbing the leaderboard. Again, a little bit there. He thought it was down and missed it, so it keeps take a bit of time there. Quick though. Yeah, last one sort of added a bit of time.
Oh, we forgot about that one.
Yeah, It's a shame.
I'm here with Chris, who's just shot stage 2. And Chris, you're wearing nice, shiny clothing for this competition.
Indeed. Lantac have proudly sponsored me. Lantac and Shield sights, which is great of them. Now running the new Lantac LASF 15 compact and also an RMS Shield sight. Both have seemed to work flawlessly today. So,
how's it been today with the new gun? Been good?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I've only zeroed it before this comp, so I've not had much time to do a load of practice, but it's worked well. Yeah, it's been a good day.
Good luck rest of the day.
Well, that confirms it. That was a good run from Tom Alloway. That's his first stage win, but very close from Josh Hicks and obviously Kelvin Leeton up there in the 90s as well. Marty second, fifth again. Marty's either in the top 5 or in the 13th, 14th, which is very good for a new shooter. Excellent shooting.
Ben won't be happy with 7th place. Chris again, Chris Gamlin in 11th place. I don't think he'd be too happy with that.
Again, I think that missed target at the end really added to his score and dropped it, added to his time, so drops his score right down. Richard Baird again leading up for the new shooter down on 20th. And David Hill we saw shooting on. First time shooting, just become 29th, he still did very well. So first competition's never ever easy for people to come and shoot. But he shot that well, I think.
New shooter right at the bottom there, Magdalena Pysak. Okay, moving on to stage 3.
Here we are, our social distance stage briefs again. One of my favourite stages actually, up and down really. You have to shoot the targets either side of the barrier, which means you have to traverse the range and go back on yourself. The trick is how you shoot those 2 targets at the end.
First up we've got Steve Ollington.
So you've got those targets to the right hand side, and Steve has to walk forward down and shoot round that barrier. Now, theory, when I designed the stage, I thought you'd have to shoot it weak-handed. As it turns out, you don't. You just lean round the barrier. So live and learn when you do these stages. But what Steve can't do is put his foot outside that red area. So you see it's an awkward shot. Well, I didn't think you'd get round there. Obviously, I'm not quite as flexible as other competitions.
Suppose being tall will help you on this one as well.
To some extent, yes. But again, you see he's going back on himself in the range. And that's very easy to be disqualified if you swing the rifle round beyond that 180 degree. That's a shame, though. He's forgotten to change his mag, so that's going to add some time onto it. Well done.
And not the quickest run.
Stand by.
You see how Josh runs it. Now, Josh is a left-handed shooter, so this may or may not suit him or not. It may well be he can actually shoot it quite differently because he's left-handed. So that's a tough, awkward shot.
He's left that one for the time being. He's going to come back to that one.
Yeah, interesting that. I did think this are left-handed shooters. He can see those targets better from back there, but it's a harder shot, obviously. Again, a lot of leaning. Josh is known for this, by the way. I can't do that. I fall over.
Stand by.
It's Wayne. Let's see how Wayne does it. It's very easy to run past the targets here and have to go back on yourself. Obviously, that gun cannot go more than 180 degrees. If it goes beyond that point, you cannot shoot the target. It must go back up. Again, yeah, everyone can get it. That's a shame, really. I wasn't how I planned the stage, god damn it.
I think it's hard enough, John.
Well, the idea of this one, you see, was that they had to shoot them weak-handed other side. But the fact they all lean round that barrier meant I didn't design the stage properly. But static mag change, that won't help. Wayne will learn.
That was a bit of a killer last little target, wasn't it?
Yeah, mistimed my mag reload, to be fair. I was so happy with the beginning of the stage that, I just got excited and carried on running. So
So it wasn't a jam, it was they just shot the dry.
just ran out, completely ran out. So I watched everywhere else did the change. I got to that point and I was quite happy with how I was doing it. It just caused me to get excited and rush on to the next bit. So, live and learn, I think. So.
Well, other than that, it looked really good. That last little bit was a good stage otherwise. You enjoyed the day so far?
Yeah, ups and downs. Had a few bads, a couple of good ones and that. So, generally quite pleased with myself. Go over smiles, all that matters, really.
Look, well done. Enjoy the day.
Excellent, lovely, thanks.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Next we've got Alex Florence.
Little confidence, three rounds on the first target.
He's a tall lad as well, so he should be able to swing around these targets. Let's see how he gets on.
Yeah, it's now annoying me now. They can shoot round this thing. Oh, I think I'll pull the stage.
Oh, he's got to watch his gun.
again, as long as the muzzle's pointed down range, it may look awkward carrying the gun, but he's got to be careful not to sweep himself though as well.
Alex, looks got a nice smooth run.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Thankfully, because I've got lanky legs, I'm able to sort of lean around and cut out a shooting position. Had a couple of top-up shots, which isn't ideal, but thankfully I didn't run dry.
How do you think you've done today?
I've had a couple of decent stages. Sadly, I've had a couple of dud rounds, so sort of killed my time a little bit, but it's what it is. Thankfully, I think I've only had one miss.
Look, well done. Let's see how the end goes.
Are you ready?
Next up, the championship leader. Let's see how he tackles this stage.
I think Jim will do well here. He does like the traversing type stages where little short targets and a bit of moving. Now he's suitably flexible, I think, to get around that barrier. Yep.
Good mag change on the move as well.
Yes, good point. Yeah, he changed early. He's not waiting too late to change a mag, keeping his muzzle down range.
Moving swiftly.
And again, he's getting the one position to shoot all 4 targets, so that's a good run. I think that'll be quite quick.
I'm here with Jim now, who's just finished stage 2. End of the day for you, Jim. How's it gone so far all day?
I think it's been okay. Nothing blitzing, but no big mistakes. It's gone okay. I'm not sure if I've won this one. I think Chris Gamlin's been doing really well, and I don't know how Ben's been doing as well.
And the longer distance stage you had today, any good, bad, indifferent?
One miss on it, which was disappointing, but the plates did okay. It's just one of the paper targets. There's a post in the way, and I think I clipped it.
Yeah, those posts are a bit of a pain, aren't they, really? But glad you enjoyed the day, though.
And here's the man chasing down Jim Starley, Ben Ducker. Alpha, 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 alpha.
A lot of rounds in there for some reason. Ben is sponsored by an ammunition supplier, so I guess he's making use of his ammo at this time.
Makes for good TV as well.
I think that was quick. That looked very quick.
Ben, looks a nice clean run again.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. I think I dropped a few Charlies. Time was good. I had a few top-ups, but I was quite fortunate to finish with an empty gun, so timed it perfectly with the ammo. Or maybe that's a coincidence.
So a 28-round stage, you ran a 28-round magazine and shot it dry?
No, I ran a 30-round magazine and had a couple of top-ups, but yeah, it was all good.
Well, look, well done. It's a good stage. Good luck rest of the day.
Cheers, John.
Let's have a look at the results after stage 3, and it was Ben Ducker taking a win. It was a quick run.
Yes, frustratingly, both Ben and Jim beat me, put them to third, so I might do some penalties there. Tom Ellaway again shot well, and Josh Hicks rounding up the top 5.
Yeah, Chris Gamlin in 6th place ahead of Kelvin Leeson, that's interesting.
And again, Marty Secker, 13th. That guy is so consistent. It's either 5th or 13th. I'm getting bored of saying it now.
And Aaron Coates making moves at the table as well, in 19th though.
Otto again had gun problems there. Actually watched that happen. And James Harris, one of the ROs, done well, 16th. It's a good split from him.
And Dave Salmon's having a nightmare.
I think, again, gun problems. Every time that has a gun issue, he drops down. He's a good shooter, but the gun lets him down a little bit. And Clive Gamlin, not a good run for him, he's down 24th either.
Welcome back to the penultimate round of the Hawke Optics British Mini Rifle Championship here at Silverstone Shooting Centre. Stage 4 is about to get underway and it's over to the 100-metre range. Shooting through the doors and hitting plates. Here's the stage map. John, what are we looking at?
Little tight stage here, aperture shooting. One of the aspects of practical shooting. You must shoot the plate targets from in between little holes in those doors for a short stage. The crucial part is you must shoot one set of plates from one aperture and another set of plates through another aperture, so you must change.
Then we have Richard Baird, loaded start.
A couple of things to consider. Don't rest your barrel on the aperture, because again it will move the point of impact. And secondly, get yourself nice and settled. The crucial thing is it will shoot one plate, one aperture, then you reset, and you'll find that it could be completely different, even though it's the same distance. He started well here, but I think he's lost his point of reference here. We're shooting high, low, then shooting high. Now he's shooting to the left of the target.
Shooting low there.
It's starts to get to the point where you think you're hitting them, but you're not, and you start to get very frustrated. Last one.
I've noticed a few of them, they just take a second, take a deep breath, and then go back at it.
Well, a lot of the questions about shooting is that, generally speaking, because they are moving a lot, they're still breathing. And we need to sometimes remember to hold your breath on longer distance stuff. It's very interesting in terms of generally you don't hold your breath in practical shooting because you're moving so fast. But obviously longer distance stuff, you really have to, because your breathing movement will move your point of impact by 6 or 7 inches. And then running out. I don't think Rich is going to be as happy with this stage somehow.
Does your posture make a difference as well? Because if you're crouched over, you're not going to be breathing quite well, are you?
Well, long distance shooting is all about muscle memory and making sure the same position. But with practical shooting, because you are so moving around and lots of different angles, it's less of an issue. But really, the main thing is making sure your shooting position is solid.
So it's giving up on that one on the left, moved over to the right.
See, these are going down well. Where's the Perv's plates? Oh, I've cursed him again. Sorry about that. Last one. I don't think he'll be happy with that.
It's clear, secure chain. Are you ready? Stand by.
Let's see what Jim can do.
You see a start position there, as the barrel must be touching that little dot on the door to make sure everyone starts the same position. Took a few rounds to get his eye in. Such a quiet gun, the Ruger. There's just no noise to it at all.
Can you get suppressors for these guns as well?
You can, but obviously the problem you have, we used to run a Wildcat moderators in our guns, but if the microphone can't pick it up, you can't get scored. So we had to drop them. The Wildcat works so well, you couldn't hear it.
That's quite interesting.
You just clip that one. Last one. Yeah, he ran out of ammo then. The first one was a light strike, and then he ran out of ammo. I don't think Jim will be happy this one. Not a good run for him at this distance. I think getting some frustration coming into bear now.
You've finished. Unload and shoot clear. Are you ready? Stand by.
Stieg off.
They're all choosing different apertures. It's,
Well, that's part of the aspect of creating a course of fires. You can't favour the height or relative height of the competitor. So, for example, Dave Salmons, who's a bit shorter than most, would be able to request a block to stand on if he wanted to. But the idea is, this is our aperture door we have made. So, no matter how short you are, you should be able to see one aperture. But there's no right or wrong which one's more comfortable. Again, left and right-handed shooters will pick different apertures.
as soon as Steve changed his aperture, he started hitting him.
It's interesting, isn't it? They're the same distance targets, but some going down well, all down to his positioning. Second 6 went down a lot better there. Oh, take it back. That's the first 6. And then a light strike.
Oh, such a shame.
There was. I think he'll find that a frustrating stage. This is a tough stage, really. Well, Steve did very well there. Took it nicely. Chris Gamlin coming in just behind 97%, and then a big drop back to Clive, myself, and Jim. So, interesting stage that. And again, Marty Secker up to 6th. So, very good for Marty again.
Yeah, Josh Hicks won't be very happy down in 7th. Matt Cox jumping up the leaderboard into 11th. Otto had a pretty decent show in there.
And look at David Hill, up to 17th in his first competition. Bear in mind he was 29th in one stage, he's back up to 17th. He's obviously shot there very well, so good for David.
And that's a good round for Steve Ollington as well, down in 20th.
Yeah, very much. And then, but Wayne Hemmings, not happy with that one. And Tom Alloway, I imagine, would be very upset with that. 6% was just a gun issue of some kind there, I think.
So after seeing all these the shooting this season, John, I'm hooked. How do I get into it? I haven't got a shooting licence. What's the legality?
Right, well, of course, the fact that I've been in the UK, getting a firearms licence is a long, drawn-out process, and rightly so. Generally speaking, you have to first join a shooting club, then you must be a probationary member and shoot for 6 months. Then you can apply for your licence, which can take up to 6 months further to get awarded from the police. There are things that they will check your house, they will check your security, they'll do a background check, a medical check. All those things are all part of getting a firearms licence. So it is a long, drawn-out process. However, The firearms law, which we under the UK, also allows us for the .22 caliber bullet, which is what we shoot in practical mini rifle, is actually a caliber that you can actually try without a licence. It can only be done at a range, such as us here, or other clubs, and you can actually have a go at shooting practical mini rifle without a licence to give you the chance to see if you like it or not. Now, obviously, there are issues to consider in terms of safety and training, which obviously we do here. But we also do an event here called a dynamic shooting day, where you can come and try a practical mini rifle. Now, not many places can do that. Obviously, we're slightly different here. But generally, you must have a licence first, or apply for a licence by joining a club first. But mini rifle does allow you that chance. Subject to safety, you can have a go and try it before you actually commit to the sport.
That's put a smile on my face. So you're saying right now I could just pick up a .22 rifle and have a go here at Silverstone Shooting Centre?
Yeah, there are some restrictions. Obviously, it's not quite as easy as that. Apart from anything else, if you have any convictions, for example, where you've served any time inside, as low as 3 months, it stops you legally from even touching a rifle. Okay, and the penalty for that is quite severe. It's 5 years in jail. So if you've got any convictions, it's not speeding convictions, you have to serve some time in jail, may well ban you for a period of up to 3 or 5 years, or even for life. So it can make a difference. But assuming you don't have your convictions, then yes, you can come to a range like us, sign a respected insurance process, and we can teach you to shoot a mini rifle without a licence being in place at that time.
Sounds too simple, John. Oh, let's have a go. Well, that all sounds fantastic, but let's move on to stage 5, and it's onto the 100 metre range again. Plates and balls, John.
Another run and gun stage, so we have a mixture of plates and balls, and also a distance where you can't engage a target from any closer than 10 metres.
Stand by.
This is Sonny Bailey, another new shooter, and he must engage his metal plate from there, otherwise he closes a target less than 10 metres. Once those are done, he can then go forward and then shoot the rest of targets as he can see them, but most of them are tucked behind barriers, including our little famous yellow balls.
Everybody loves your balls, John.
Well, they're always shooting them, or in any case, missing them. But further on, he can't go any further than that red marker on the floor. That's even though the targets are spread all the way down the range, this is to try and force them, well, to make sure they shoot them from distance. So he's got plates and balls going from 10 metres up to about 60 metres away. And interesting, what we found with the ball targets is that people tend to be more accurate at distance and were harder at close distance because they kept shooting too low, whereas obviously further distance up, they're more zeroed in. But he can't go further than that red marker there. Last 4 plates, I think. Oh, that last one's being a pain.
I just emptied his mag into that last one.
Yeah, that's 8, 9, 10, 11 rounds. Oh dear, he won't be happy with that.
I just realised he's missed some.
Shooting low. You see the wood coming up. Your famous wood chipper comment. Long stage, this. See, Clive is moving back there because he realised he's actually missed a target. So a little bit helpful there from Clive there.
Yeah, it's kind, isn't he?
And left one ball target up there, look, you see. Tough stage for him.
And here's Chris.
Now, Chris has said in the past that he loves these little run and gun shooting, but he's missed a few plates already, so hasn't had a good start. And he's dropped a magazine. Cleared the balls, though, nicely. And that range officer is Clive Gamlin, which is amazingly so, Chris's dad. Family sport, practical mini rifle.
I wondered if they were related.
Well, they look alike. Although Chris is a bit slimmer than his dad. Time will tell, I guess. Got those nicely eyed in there. All going down very well. Last 4 to go, I think. Good shooting. You'll be happy with that, I think.
There's Dave Salmons. As long as he doesn't have any issues with his gun, should have a good stage here.
All those plates went down nicely. Nice shooting. No. That's a jam.
I know, I'm the commentator curse.
It's the problem with Dave. He either shoots well or it's a gun issue. And nearest every stage has been a problem for him sometimes. So it's very disappointing to watch. I hope he gets it sorted.
Dealing with those balls pretty well.
Yeah, he's shooting well.
Next up is Aaron Coates. Been getting better and better all year.
Got those plates down nice and neatly. Aaron has certainly improved in terms of shooting. He's much more confident. Early in the season, he was shooting empty magazines into balls. Now he's knocking them down with a couple of shots. So it's doing well.
Yeah, they've learned a lot shooting these balls. You've got to hit them dead centre, otherwise they just spin around and stay exactly where they are.
The common problem is people shooting too low. So the round just bounce around the place. You've got to hit them dead on.
Well, let's see the results after the break. Welcome back to the penultimate round of the Hawke Optics British Minirifle Championship, and we are still on stage 5. Jim Starley up next.
Again, thought he had that last plate and he didn't, so that took some time from him. All nicely done.
He does move quickly, doesn't he, Jim?
It's part of the sport being able to be nimble on your feet, which is why the different categories, obviously senior and super senior, not being able to run around as fast, is that it is actually something that the level playing field with different classifications. He seems pretty good here. Just the 5 balls and the right-hand plates to go.
Not too many misses.
Last one. He's missed one. That's going some time. Again, you can't quite see that ball. It's behind that barrel. Sneaky eye him that way.
Stand by.
And here's Alex Florence.
Nicely done.
Quick out of blocks.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Fantastic on the plates, and then struggling a bit on the balls, having to put 2 in each. So it just takes some time. Again, each time you change position, you add time. And again, he's left that ball up. It's a fantastic start to the stage, but I think he struggled a bit as it gone on. He's got the plates and the balls on the right hand side to go.
He's ended strongly though.
Yeah, lovely done the balls. Nicely nailed there. 2 plates and distance, I believe he's got to get. That last ball.
It's got him and Jim out that ball.
Wayne. 4th shots, 4 plates down. Well done, Wayne. Again, another example of shooter has gained confidence as the competition has gone through. You wouldn't think it's his first competition now.
No, I thought he was well experienced, to be honest.
No, he'd had a go on holiday doing clay pigeon with lasers. Can't think of a more different way of shooting than a practical mini rifle, but it seems to have got in the bug.
That sounds easier, that, to be honest.
Yeah, laser clay pigeon shooting has its place in shooting, but I can't say it does much for me. Struggling a bit more on the balls though. We're all going high. It's when they wobble, I always think it's like a deliberate attempt on the ball. That no, you haven't got me, I'm staying here.
It's almost like it's mocking you.
Yeah. Mind you are shooting at them. I can see there's a bit of negativity there from the ball. That's a shame. Ran it dry.
Yeah, gone through 2 mags.
Can he see that last ball? I'm not sure he actually sees it still up. He's going for the plates now.
Let's see what happens.
You see the range crew keen to go and reset for the next shooter. You have to wait, boy. Take his time. Yeah, Wayne's struggling a bit here. He's those long distance plates is causing some problems.
Still got the ball down.
Come on, Wayne. Last ones.
There's a chance of running out of ammunition.
Last 2 there, I think. Come on.
There we go. Well done.
I don't think we'll be happy with that one. But got out of the way anyway, that's something.
Oh, he's missed one.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Here are the results for stage 5, and it's Chris Gamlin taking the win ahead of Tom Ellaway and Jim Starley.
Chris did say he likes those kind of stages, and a good clear run from almost 15% difference to Tom Ellaway, and then 20 for Jim Starley, so he did very well there. And Kelvin Leaton 13th, he'd be happy with that. Dave Salmons again, shot well, gun problems, drag him down the leaderboard, it's not easy.
Yeah, you didn't have fun on that one either.
No, I hated that stage, I don't know why I designed it. I think I had gun problems as well, but that's my excuse.
Matt Liddy down in 21st. SD Ollington in 26th.
And Zach, not so good for Zach down there, 37%. I think, again, he had gun issues there. But get to the end of the competition soon.
So here is the final stage of the day. It's a quick one, John.
Yeah, speed shoot. Everyone loves speed shoots. It's very hard to get this wrong. So you've got targets that are only 10 metres away in front of you and 15 metres away on the sides. Quick, against the clock, how quickly you knock them down.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Here's Ian Clark. Trail start. Get on range quickly. Get rounds down range. Fast as you can.
Alpha, Alpha, Alpha Charlie, Alpha, 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 Alpha.
It should be alphas across the board here, but...
Are you ready? Stand by.
Aaron Coates, so he gets on. These are high stress stages, these, because you know there's no real thought process going on, just making sure you get rounds on target. Looks quick.
Finished unloading shooting.
Looks like there's a lot of alphas as well.
Towards the end of the day now, Aaron, how's it been going so far?
It's been a fun day. Challenging long one at the beginning, 100 yards. Always a bit of a challenge, but that's what we're here for.
How'd you get on that stage?
Slow. I got them all down, but it took a little while longer than I would have liked.
It's a difficult stage, to be honest, and that was the first stage of the day for you, wasn't it?
That was the first one I thought I was going to do good at today, but actually it was the fast one after that, so yeah, never know.
But a good day generally.
Yeah, always having fun.
Great, thanks for that. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Alex Florence up.
Now this is the one stage you don't want a gun problem. That's probably added a couple of seconds on. But he's shot well. Recovered. Normally you have a problem like that, you sort of give up, but did well.
He had 2 alphas, practically just making the same hole.
See what Chris can do. You think you flumble that a little bit. Quick though. All alphas too.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's got to be a top 3 there.
That's how we do that.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Again, this is one of the examples where your finger doesn't need to come off. Oh, that's awkward for old Wayne. That's not round. That's not loaded properly. That's jammed.
That's the last thing you want.
I was about to say, it's because he's not moving, his finger can stay on the trigger because he's still engaged in target. But
it looked like he knocked his safety on, actually.
Yeah, I think that was a jam round in the chamber. Only way to do is clear the magazine out.
Are you ready? Stand by.
It's David. Being a bit deliberate, but again, first competition for David, so nicely done. All alphas. Yes, nice. Not sure you putting 3 a good idea, but he's being consistent there. He'll be happy with that.
Are you ready?
This is Prem, first time shooting. We've seen him. Yeah, knowing where your safety is going to help a lot on this sort of stage, but
We don't want any jams here.
you cursed him. He was doing fine then.
He's dealt with it well, though.
Yeah, again, it's part of it. The stress of having a jam and a little short stage like this, you know it's bad, but you carry on. He won't be happy with that stage.
Are you ready?
This is Magdalena, who's Prem's partner. Again, shooting a stride ball. Black one, this one. David Ashcroft shoots the same kind of gun, albeit in white.
It's a cool looking gun, though.
What she's shooting is lovely. All alphas so far. And again, same to score. Go as fast as you can and risk a lower score, or make sure you get alphas. It's good shooting. Well shooting.
Are you ready?
Dave Salmons. Now we're going to curse him with a gun, or hope he's going to run.
Let's hope he gets a good run here. Oh, there's a Charlie there.
There you go. Good shooting, no gun problems. Well done, Dave. You deserve a bit of good luck.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Jim Starley should have no problems here.
That's very quick.
It's a bit erratic though.
I think we dropped a couple of scores, but the speed. And again, it's a question: which is better, fast or scores?
Are you ready? Stand by.
Neil? Haven't seen Neil this week. I reckon Neil will be slow, but it'll get alphas all the way through. Yeah. Good, nice shooting from Neil.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Richard Baird, one of the leading contenders for new shooter.
These are the kind of stages that he likes.
Well, that was quick, but I didn't see many alphas.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Here's Laurie. Laurie's in the Super Senior category. Again, first competition for Laurie as well, first championship, and again, he's come on leaps and bounds. That's very good. Well done, Laurie. Nice shooting.
And here are the overall results for round 5. Chris Gamlin taking the win over Jim Starley. He's going to be very happy with that.
Look how close it was to Jim. Only a couple of percent in it. He was quick shooting. Ben, Tom did very well shooting as well. Me rounding on top 5.
Marty Seck is going to be happy with 7th place. But here's the overall championship standings. Jim Starley is stretching out 10, a little bit of a lead over Ben Ducker. Then it's Kelvin Leeton, John Thorne. Chris Gamlin making his way up to 5th.
Yeah, it's very good. Chris has moved all the way up from there, so he's done very, very well. And then obviously Tom Alloway, who hasn't shot all the competitions, has clawed up to 14th, has done very well as well. Josh Hicks, same thing, hasn't shot all the competitions, but scored well, so he's just outside top 10. It's very, very good. And Paul van der Bosch is leading Super Senior as well.